My name is Marty Mesner, and I'm the Associate Dean for International Programs at the Walker College of Business at Appalachian State University. This year we did our second program to Cuba with a collection of our students. Part of the reason we take our students to Cuba on these programs is we are trying to train them to be critical thinkers and policy shapers as we move into the next century. Over the next couple of years, we really expect to see some significant changes in Cuba, and we trust that our students will be prepared to take advantage of the opportunities that present themselves. I'm here with several of the students that participated in the program this year. What struck you in a unique way about the trip to Cuba?
The contrast of the information we get here between our government and then when you go to Cuba and you have their side of the story. You know, there's a lot of things that butt heads and that don't go together at all, but there are some things that mesh, and there's things that we learned about our own country that we're not told, I guess, or that we would never think about. And then I think things that, you know, we just wouldn't think about in general. So.
Yeah, seeing a completely new perspective was really awesome. And just like seeing both sides of the story, kind of like Tiffany said. And I think that really helps out trying to understand our culture as well as other cultures too. So it's really good.
I mean, I think one of the biggest things that I guess have kind of changed my view, or especially made me think more about, was, I mean, going through like the Bay of Pigs Museum and talking to all the Cuban people, just seeing the view that they have on America and how it's just obviously different than how I view America. It's like, I guess it's kind of made me want to go back and rethink kind of the history that I've learned, because who knows if, you know, what I've learned is the propaganda that I've said they've been learning or something like that. And
of course, the time we spent at the Center for Economic Research of the University of Havana was outstanding, with these world-class economists giving us up-to-date reports. But the second day, when the power was out, and going to be out all day, where we got to go actually on the steps outside at the University of Havana, sit under the trees, listen to them give these presentations without PowerPoints, without notes, but just almost in a conversation with us about the things Cuba faces. I was just blown away.
And they were so energetic on the topics that it just made us want to listen to them more. And when we ran out of time for the first guy, I was like, I just wanted to hear his whole thing, because he only completed, I think, like the fourth or half of his presentation. Mm-hmm. So I would have loved to hear the rest of his.
He was outstanding.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
Something that also struck me was one of the professors was talking about how he made like $24 a month or something like that. If he was a professor in the United States, he would have made a lot more money.
Yeah.
And it's and what drives you to actually get your PhD down there if you're going to make the same money, or what's your incentive to become a doctor, is something else he brought up, rather than like cleaning rooms and making a lot more money every week compared to $24 a month. You're making $24 a day or even more than that sometimes.
Yeah, and I feel, since I have a concentration in entrepreneurship, you know, before it's like, how am I going to accomplish my dreams and what I have planned out and what I want to do in life that's going to make me happy. Here, our opportunities are endless, and I feel like there's no place that we can't go to get help to start our dreams and aspirations. There, they have a struggle with it, and they have no support, whereas we have support from everybody. So I think that's changed my way of thinking, as far as, you know, before I wasn't so confident of the fact that I'm going to be able to do this when I get out of school. Now, I think it would be selfish of me to not take advantage of feeling that way.
Now, we did such a variety of things while we were there. Certainly some things must stand out in your mind. Is there some particular event?
I really liked when we were in Matanzas, where it wasn't necessarily I like the printmaking studio that we went to, but my favorite part of that trip was obviously when I jumped in the rivers and swam with those little kids, which it probably wasn't the smartest thing I did on the trip, but I just thought that was really cool, just to kind of like hang out with the kids there.
I thought for sure it would be the salsa lessons.
I did love the salsa lessons, even though I don't think the instructor liked me too much. She snapped at me all the time, but I think she was just intimidated by me.
By your
she was afraid I was going to take her job eventually, I think. That's what it came down to.
Sure.
Yeah, that was fun though. Being able to take salsa lessons in Cuba, that was really neat.
Yeah, on a roof overlooking Havana.
That was gorgeous.
Backdrop.
It was beautiful.
Well, what strikes me from at least part of our conversation, one of the things we're trying to do is instill critical thinking and new ideas in these trips. And I hear you guys talk about the U.S. role and our ability to throw our weight around. Our heft is significant. Our economy is so strong and large. But then I heard you earlier talking about the opportunities we have and the freedoms that we have. So maybe at the end of this experience, we really have a more balanced view of ourselves and our country as we see some of our strengths and areas for improvement as well. And it's really at the heart of what global learning is about, is being able to see ourselves in a realistic and appropriate context. So
just traveling abroad is obviously like widen my worldview, so I can see more how other people outside the United States think, and I think it's going to help me further on by getting well-rounded decisions as opposed to just like one-sided.
Yeah, I think it helps us see the world as one, united people, and just how we can help each other in the economy. So
Appalachian tries to teach us to have a global perspective, and now that I've gone to Cuba, I've actually able to get that global perspective. Completely incredible experience.
And that's something, you may forget the definition in a textbook after you take that second test.
Yeah.
But you'll never in your lifetime forget that experience you had studying abroad.
The memories will last forever.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I can definitely agree to that.